everyone, it's Phil from Walmart Right Lane Trucking coming at you on Saturday night, or I should really say Sunday morning because it's just after midnight. It's my hump day. Hump day. Hey, I apologize. I did not film yesterday. Not one thing yesterday. I was a busy little beaver, and then I got done, and I was just pooped. So I didn't film. I told myself I was going to film in the morning, and then post before I went on road, but didn't do that either. So I apologize. For those of you tuning in for the very first time, thank you for finding my channel. If you're looking at this channel, it's a good chance that you're looking to make a change to Walmart. I have my driver number, my name, my location. Please go ahead and feel free to use me as a referral. Please take a look at all my previous videos, and in the description down below, I'll leave a name, phone number, contact, email for a recruiter. Now, she recruits for a specific region, but she can direct you in the right direction for a recruiter near you. This is started this channel just to document my time here at Walmart and to put more content out there for anybody that was considering Walmart, because as several drivers know already that just came on, and others that are looking, there's not a whole lot of info that you can get from the internet. So anyway, so when I left you, I was at the pilot in Madera. That was Friday night. And I was on my way to Dinuba. So I got to Dinuba. I got up, got going, got to Dinuba. And my dispatch called for me to go from Dinuba to ProPack in West Sac. And it had a trailer number in there, and I thought I was taking they were going to load me up with pallets, or they had a trailer there and it was already loaded with pallets. As it turned out, I had an empty movement from Dinuba to ProPack to actually pick up a trailer here at ProPack and take that to McCarran, what we call Goodwood. So ProPack, basically, we bring our wooden pallets from the stores here, and then they go through them and determine which ones are good, do any repairs that need to be made, and stack them back in a trailer, and then we take them back to the DC so that they can use them again for other loads. So I left Dinuba. Before I did, and I filmed it, but I wasn't too happy with my filming on that one. But here at Walmart, I guess we're testing a new technology to cut down greenhouse emissions. It's a hybrid reefer. I'm going to call it a hybrid reefer. It's an electric reefer, but it also has a backup diesel powered reefer as well on it. So, and they're just testing it right now. It was a prototype, and I was talking to the driver. He's got 20 years in with the company, or 20 plus years in with the company, and he's out of Porterville, and he's testing it, and it's actually out of the Shafter DC, and it's got the battery packs underneath the trailer, and it adds 2,500 pounds of weight for the batteries. He said that they can get 8 to 10 hours of runtime on it, and then I think the diesel kicks in. I didn't get a chance to talk to him about it all the way, but maybe that recharges the batteries. And first thing I noticed, this prototype had swing doors. If you ever see a Walmart driver driving with swing doors, that's unusual, unless it's one of our containers. But most of our, or all of our trailers pretty much, all have roll-up doors in the back. But the prototype had swing doors, and again, it's just a prototype. But it's pretty cool that we are moving towards that, doing our part, and just testing it out right now, seeing how it works. So we'll see when we can start seeing them. And that's the reefer part of it. Obviously, the dry vans, you don't need to have electric on that, but the reefers, if they go to all electric, see how long they last and if they can last a whole day. All right. So after I picked up that trailer from ProPack here in West Sac, I took that to McCarran. Now I'm thinking McCarran is going to give me something, out of there and head back towards the Bay Area or what have you. Nope. They gave me a delivery out in Fallon. So it's just east, about 45 miles east of McCarran, off of Highway 50. And you take 80 about 25 miles or so, and then get off and take 50 the rest of the way out to Fallon. One thing I'll notice about the Highway 50 is it's well maintained. I don't know when it was laid, but the on-ramps or the acceleration ramps are very long. So from any of the side roads coming onto that highway, they have a dedicated lane, and it's a very long acceleration lanes, which is really cool. I mean, I didn't have any problems because it was late at night, or later at night. It was 9 something, but vehicles coming on have plenty of time or plenty of room to accelerate up to speed, and the highway is 65 miles an hour. So they need it. They need to be able to get up to speed, right? So that was a meat and produce, and it was just a single store. So just ran out there, ran back, and then I ended up overnighting there in McCarran. So that was the end of payroll. I didn't get a chance to see my end pay for the day because it was, since it's end of payroll, they pull the time card. You could finish your day, but you can't see what you made. Now you can figure it out. I just haven't done that. I know it's over $400 because I had 518 miles and lots of activity. So I know it was over 500 plus miles. And so, yeah, it was a good day. So I woke up this morning to my dispatch, and my dispatch had me on a reefer, a frozen dairy today, and it had 4 stores. 4 stores. I love those 4-store days. Is it more work? Yeah, some guys like the single stores or even just 2 stores. You can get the miles and a little bit of activity. but you don't have to make it that many stops. I don't mind making the stops because you get a chance to get out of the truck, but there's also the chance of less mileage because of having so many stores. So it's a kind of a trade-off. So my 4 stores today, mind you, I started my day at 10:05 this morning, which is really odd because, well, that's a significant number for me, 10 and 05. And so the first store was the Martinez store, which I've talked about before. Only 3 pallets for them. And it's always a challenge getting into Martinez because of the containers, and I've filmed there before. The containers that are out there during the peak season, and you just gotta get in there. And then my second store was Fremont, California. I've never been to that store. And the challenge of going to new stores is always fun for me because I like to figure out how I'm going to get in and how I'm going to get out. That way, next time I go to that store, I know it. Fremont getting in was pretty easy. Figuring out how to get out of there, different story. So I found a way. I don't know if that's the prescribed way, but that's the way I took. So made it out fine and didn't have any issues. So all right, so off I go to Salinas. So the next 2 stops I have are both in Salinas. And I've been to Salinas before. I just didn't realize they have 2 stores there. Because the one I went to the first couple times I've been down to Salinas is a super center. And the other one I went to tonight is also a super center. So, and they're only like 3 or 4, it was like 3.4 miles apart, which is, kind of weird. But hey, that's job security for us, right? if they could afford to keep 2 stores open that's only 3.5 miles away, that's job security. It's kind of like over in Elk Grove. There's a super center and then there's a neighborhood market 1 mile away. It's actually in the same parking lot. I delivered to both those stores one day, and I pulled in, backed up to the super center dock, offloaded what they needed to offload, and then just pulled not even 1 mile down and backed into the other one and delivered to that store. So, yeah. Walmart. So I got into that one. Again, that one is, you gotta do your research. And I looked at them before I went there. I didn't just show up and go, let me figure this out. I always get into that Google map and I look and I go, okay, this is the entrance. Pretty straightforward. How do I get out? Okay, if I go out the way I came in, I can't cut across because there's a median, a cement barricade median in the middle. There's no way for me to go straight across and make a left. All right. Well, let me follow it around here. Okay, follow it down and behind all the other buildings and get out to the other store or street and then make a right, then make another right. Yep, back onto the highway. So you got to do the research. Now, if anybody's new and is watching this, new driver, not working for Walmart, or a new Walmart driver that maybe did a lot of OTR but didn't do a lot of in and out of stores because you're going into shippers and receivers warehouses, and they're pretty straightforward on those a lot of times. The stores get a little trickier. And this morning, while I was waiting to take my shower, because the showers and the bathrooms were being cleaned when I went in to go take my shower this morning, there was two drivers there, and I kind of injected myself into the conversation. But one driver, I guess, had asked the other driver, or they started talking about the one driver's dispatch and the stores that he was going to, and trying to get some feedback from another driver on those stores. And there's one, they're both in Vacaville that he's going to, and this is a route that I've done several times. And you go to the one, and I filmed it before, and I think I filmed it the other one too, where I was sliding the tandems. But they're both neighborhood markets. The one, not too bad to get in. You have to really hug corners and sides and stuff like that. But other than that, it's pretty straightforward. And then the other one is a little trickier. You got to come in, and when you make your entrance into the parking lot, you got to go 2 parking rows for cars down, then make your left. Basically, you're going through the parking lot. Then you got to zig to your left, zig to your right, and then hug the backside of that. And if you don't hug it, you're going to catch the passenger side tandems of your tires on the yellow pole as you come around. You're still not done yet, because now you got to get into the dock, and that dock is kind of tricky as well. So my point of this is, if you look on it at Google Map, sometimes you still can't figure it out. Ask another driver. Ask somebody. Ask the dispatcher, ask another driver, and go, hey, have you been to this store? Do you have any advice for this store? Something, right? If I'm just wanting to just socialize, I might ask that question. Most of the time, I can figure it out by Google Maps. And then I look in the system, see if there's any special notes in the system, stuff like that. So, but don't be afraid to ask somebody, hey, is this the right way? It'll save you a lot of time and headache later. So don't be shy. You know, drivers are, believe it or not, I read a comment, and it was in response, it was on a different person's channel. And somebody had made a comment that it was political in nature, and it was propaganda, and they were labeling certain types of truckers. And on the string, you have a bunch of other types of truckers that were chiming in and saying, no, that's not true. That's not true. Most truckers help each other out. And sometimes all you have to do is ask. Other times people are going to offer it without you even asking. The trick is to be able to be receptive to their coaching, because we're all new. We're all new once, right? And the purpose of some of my safety tips is to teach. I am by no means the super trucker or the expert. And I'll be willing to accept anybody else's comments and suggestions. And everybody should be like that in life. We're all here trying to learn from each other. No matter if we're truckers or humans, we should be learning from each other. Our forefathers, everybody else didn't have all the answers, and by all means, we don't have all the answers. Our children will not have all the answers, and our grandchildren will not have all the answers. Singularly. But if we get together as a group, we can work together and solve anything. So don't think you're in this all by yourself, is where my point is on this. So I'm going to leave that as more of my safety tip for tonight. Is you have 2 ears. Use them. You have a mouth. Ask questions. If you have the experience, share it. Right? Some companies rely on senior drivers to do all the training, or senior workers to do all the training of the next generation. Isn't that what we're here for? Is that what your elders were here for? Your grandfather, your grandmother, your parents? I used to love talking to my grandfather and my great-grandfather because they offered so much knowledge that I didn't have as a child. And I got along with them really well. And my grandfather was one that taught me a lot of things. And that's what we're here for. So, from Phil, from Walmart, Right Lane Trucking, I want everybody to stay safe, learn from each other, help each other out. Stay safe, guys.